quote or stop at 348 2nd Avenue South in Clinton.
Well, good morning, everyone. It is 18 minutes past 9 o'clock, and it is time for the United Way Show. And joining us in studio, we've got Andy Green and also special guest Carrie Donaire. And we're going to talk to her in just a few seconds, but let's kick off the show with Andy. And, well, Andy, what's happening?
Yeah, so we are right in the middle of collecting school supplies. So, our goal is to be able to provide the school supplies for every elementary student in Clinton County. So that's 12 elementary schools. And we're planning for about 5,000 kids. And so we are constantly collecting supplies. I just got a good handful of supplies last night. And but we still need a lot more. Thanks to a donor, we did get all of our rulers and all of our child size scissors. So that's two supplies off the list. And so now we're looking, pencils, notebooks, glue sticks, erasers, crayons. A lot of that stuff right now is on a good sale out at the Clinton Walmart. So if you're thinking that you want to donate, this is a great week to do it because the supplies are on sale. Also, if you're thinking that you want to buy like a lot of supplies, I do have a chart where how much like $100 or $200 could go, how far that could go, and how using bulk ordering and also ordering through a nonprofit, we could be tax-free. How we can make that money go a lot further. So yeah.
So now, if someone wanted to find out what supplies specifically that they should pick up, like you said, you think you have the rulers and stuff. Yeah. Who can they contact to find out?
Oh, so that you can, follow us on Facebook with the United Way of Clinton County. We try to post an update every couple of days. Okay. And we have our lists on there, but also on our website, clintonunitedway.org. And then throughout the county, we have different places where you can drop off supplies like Sawmill Museum, Rivals, the Rusty Barrel, the Observer in DeWitt, Brent's Firehouse Coffee in DeWitt, like most of all the libraries across the county. I mean, all of those have a list of places that you can drop off as well.
Yeah, that was my next question, where the drop-off sites, so they can get the list there, and again, they'll probably just have a box inside the business. You just go in and you can just drop the supplies right in.
Yeah, and we actually have a box in the entrance in both entrances at Walmart, and then on July 29th and 30th, it's a Saturday and Sunday, we're doing Stuff the Bus. Where we did it at the beginning of June when people weren't really thinking about school supplies, and we basically ran Walmart out of the supplies that they had in a short period of time. So we're gonna bring the bus out again and have Stuff the Bus at Walmart, so you can buy supplies and give them right to us, and we're gonna try and fill a school bus full of supplies.
Wow, that's great. And the United Way's been involved with that for quite a while, haven't they?
Well, so we really haven't. This is kind of the first year that we've started to organize this, but there's been a lot of different school supply drives across the county because there's a lot of need. And this project, the point isn't to reinvent the wheel. It's kind of to put all the wheels in the same bus. So as we look at all these different school supply drives that happen, if we all work in tandem and work together, we're going to get a lot more accomplished. So having kind of this bigger project, and if people that already do like a school supply drive do their drive, and then we'll put all those supplies into the bigger pot, and then we will be a lot more successful.
Wow, that is terrific. And I know a lot of groups and organizations and businesses that have all been involved in that sort of thing, and I know they do a big drive like right down the hill here at Nelson Corps. And speaking of Nelson Corps, they sponsor a baseball stadium, and I know Carrie Donaire is our guest here.
Nicely done,
That was
Paul.
a good segue.
Yeah, right in there. So you're here, of course, representing Citizens First Bank, and they've got a big baseball night coming up.
We sure do, and we're so excited to have our night at the ballpark on the same night as United Way this year. So Tuesday, August 1st is Citizens First Bank night at the ballpark. We'll be partnering with United Way for some fun. We have a couple games organized for kids and adults. So in the picnic garden on Tuesday, August 1st, you can come support United Way, and we'll do a little bit of a carnival fair style. Purchase your ticket at a reasonable price, your game ticket, but all that money will go to United Way. And then we have a little balloon pop and a Plinko game and a putting green and some games that we've actually had out and about in the community this summer. And we'll just host those games to make sure that there's some additional donations being funneled to United Way that night.
Well, I know now, Carrie, you've been at Citizens for how long now?
It's been 6 years.
Yeah, wow.
6.5, I know.
It's just yesterday I thought you started.
I know. Time flies when you're having fun. And we do stay extremely busy at the bank. We were talking about another sponsorship coming up that is the KROS United Way Golf. But Citizens First, we really believe in the community support and our community involvement. So the night at the ballpark is just one way that we're supporting that initiative in our community. But if there's an event and you don't see us out there, please contact me because I just missed it. We like to stay involved.
Yeah, I was going to say, because when you started at the CVB and then you went to Citizens First, and then all of a sudden you just, everywhere you go, there's Carrie.
Oh,
I
good.
mean,
Thanks.
Citizens First Bank's everywhere.
I don't like to decline invitations.
But you guys have really made it an emphasis to get involved in charitable work in the community.
Yeah, thank you. We appreciate that. It is truly what sets apart a community bank from any other financial institution. We are able to give back in our community because we live here, we work here, we're the ones, we love to serve on the committees and boards. So at Citizens First, we try to have an ongoing conversation about, where we can be and how we can help. We know that a lot of that work happens behind the scenes, but if we are able to put our logo on something, it's summertime, so I'm thinking of a lot of golf and stuff. And, whether it's a whole sponsorship or a way for us to be out, we want our support to be visible, and we hope that inspires others to support in that way.
Well, that is terrific. That's great. And, we mentioned the baseball outing, so then folks still have to purchase their ticket.
Well, here's the baseball
You
thing.
do have some free tickets you're giving us, but those, we can try to give those away on the air.
We want you to come to the bank and get your free tickets.
Oh, they can go to the bank.
Yes,
Okay.
we have stacks of free tickets for that night. So please come and visit us. Our 2nd Street location, just north of Jewel Osco. We have our location on Washington Boulevard in Comanche, and then our main branch at 1442 Lincoln Way. And I will say, if you're pressed for time, you want to go to the game, come to the drive-through. Just drive through and request your tickets. It's admit one for general admission, Tuesday, August 1st. The Lumber Kings are playing the normal Corn Belters. And I don't know if it's me, but these teams, this Lumber Kings team is really fun to watch.
This has been a good year for Lumber Kings.
They're
really good year
super
for the
fun
Lumber
to
Kings.
watch.
You probably don't know much about me, but I played 10 years with the semi-pro River City Mudcats, so I'm a baseball person.
Yeah.
And so I remember when the minor league teams from like Seattle or whoever were here, and yes, they were really good, but then you watch these college kids come in, they're hitting 95 on the gun.
Yeah.
They can play.
Yeah.
They're good. This is good talent. This isn't just...
Well, they haven't worn themselves out yet, Like, they still got a couple of years before they do.
Well, right, and they're hungry and they want to get drafted. Yeah. So it's great baseball and always a lot of fun there at the Lumber Kings. Of course, Ted Torno, I know him well, and always put on a great product there.
Ted and his staff do an excellent job. They do an excellent job with the concessions, the food, the experience, the music, the announcements. The team is fun to watch. You mentioned earlier another local sponsorship, which is Nelson Corp with the stadium itself. The experience on Riverfront, I just don't know what else you could add to make it better. The United Way.
Well, and that's throughout the summer. Every time a player hits a home run, the insurance group and West Bend Insurance give money back to the United Way. So at that August 1st night, we're going to receive that check, and we'll do an on-field announcement. And that's kind of our way to kick off our fundraising campaign for the next year. So that's a big night for us in the United Way.
Yeah, because you're teaming up with Citizens First and having that big night there. And, you mentioned the Lumber Kings, they also have had the last couple of years some kids from Clinton playing on the team too, so that's even more incentive to go. But Carrie mentioned golf sponsorship, so we got to mention the KROS golf outing for the United Way is coming up soon. Yeah,
so that's August 4th. It's that Friday, so that's like 2 Fridays from now.
Is it here that quick?
Wow.
And there are tee-offs at noon and 3, so you can get your team and come out. That is a fun afternoon of golf. And you don't even have to be like a golfer, it's kind of just a fun event. And between the, I don't know, what do you call them, flights? Like between
flights,
noon and 3 when there is a lunch or a late afternoon snack by Rustrelli's. And I think like every hole has a prize associated with it, and you don't have to be the best golfer to win a prize. And it's just a fun afternoon to play some golf and give something back to United Way.
One of the things we talked about before the show was just some of the action prizes that are fun, like you can have the longest drive, and so people think, oh, well, I'm not much of a driver, I can't. Well, we also have a prize for the shortest drive, so it's fun. We want to make it fun, and so it's not competitive golfers that are trying to outdo each other. It's just come out and have fun.
So my assignment for you both is that Citizens First will have golfers there supporting KROS and the United Way, and you'll have to report back to me if they got the shortest drive or the longest drive, or what did we qualify for?
Yeah, no, I will definitely do that. Then there's like a gopher in a suit that sits on the I don't know, course. I don't know. I'm not a big golfer, and but whoever gets the ball closest to the gopher, that's a fun. So that's what I want to aim for, is trying to hit the gopher with the golf ball. Yeah. But then there's a $10,000 hole in one.
Yes.
That no one has ever gotten. And I think this is the year. This is the year to. We want someone to get a hole in one at our event, right? So
absolutely.
I think this is the right time.
And usually someone from the United Way is kind of our witnesses, isn't it?
Yeah.
Usually at that hole. So
yeah, so we'll have people from our agencies out there helping out and just kind of being there.
Now, have you ever golfed in it, or Carrie, have you golfed in anything?
So I golfed in it like 10 years ago with the Boy Scouts.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so I golfed in the event. It wasn't at Fulton Country Club at the time, but we golfed in it a couple of years before I moved away, and I haven't. I did not golf in it last year, but I've been debating golfing in it this year. But yeah.
Well, Canyon Creek was where we held it.
Yeah,
back
Canyon
then.
Creek.
Yeah.
That's where we had it. Yeah.
The one time I did go out and I golfed it after everybody was done, so I didn't want to do it while everybody's around, but. Yeah.
So banking and golfing go hand in hand. And at the bank, we have many people who enjoy golf. So throughout the summer, we sort of take turns. We like to support a lot of, as many outings as we can, but we can't just always have the same golfers. So I'm in the pool of golfers.
Oh, okay.
And let's just say I'm learning. I don't have, you have this athletic resume. I do not have that.
Yeah. Well, last week was the Classic, right? The John Deere Classic?
Yeah.
Yes.
And I once played on, is it Deer Run? I played there the last day of public play before the Classic about 10 years ago. And I went through 24 balls in 18 holes. So
wow.
I'm not good at that.
My kids would have liked to go along behind you, because when they've golfed now a couple times, and they like just finding the lost balls. That's their whole mission.
I'm much better at that than I am when actually golfing.
Yeah.
Well, the one adjustment I had to make was I batted left-handed, so I always thought, well, I should golf left-handed, but then it's not the same swing, and I just hooked everything, so I actually golf right-handed. That's the only way I could hit it straight.
Yeah. So back to the baseball, are we going to run the bases? Are there any things going on? Is Ted letting you do any United Way run the bases sort of a thing? Or do you get to do the first pitch?
We will have somebody doing the first pitch.
Okay.
It will not be me.
Oh, that's right. Throwing out the first pitch.
There will be somebody doing the first pitch, yeah. Yeah, and then we all stand out on the field and take a picture beforehand.
Yeah, perfect. All right, we'll be there. We have some things up our sleeve.
I just wanted to see, it does say baseball card strip giveaway, so that's also in the mix too that night.
And we have a rain date for ours. I noticed this on the ticket. So come get your baseball tickets at Citizens First Bank. The game is Tuesday, August 1st, and then the rain date is August. Can you read that, Andy? You have younger eyes.
Oh, man.
It's the tiniest
August
font.
5th. So
Okay.
that is, I think, the last game of the season.
Okay.
Before
the playoffs.
the playoffs, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So-
And they have already qualified, so they will be in the playoffs.
Yeah,
so,
they're a great team this year.
Yep, very good. All right, well, we better wrap it up. I've heard my phone dinging. That's probably Gary listening online going, "You're going too long."
We miss you, Gary.
Yeah.
Wrap it up. So,
Well, yeah, so August 1st is the baseball game. August 4th is the KROS golf outing. And then right now we need school supplies. So donate school supplies, and on July 29th and 30th we'll be at Walmart collecting supplies.
sounds good. Well, thanks, Andy, for coming in, and Carrie for being our guest today on the United Way Show.
Yeah, thank you.
Nelson Core Wealth Management is wearing jeans for charity. In exchange for getting to wear jeans to work on Fridays, they pay a $5 fine each week. At the end of the month, the money collected will go to charity. Nelson Core will match the fines collected each month up to $250. The charity for July is the Grove Park in downtown Clinton, sponsored by the Clinton Hometown Pride Public Arts Fund. Nelson Core Wealth Management, with offices in Clinton, Davenport, and Dubuque.